Well, hello there. I am Olivia and welcome to Big Dream Crochet. Hope you're doing all right today. So, right now, what I want to do is reorganize my yarn wall. You've probably noticed this in the back of a lot of my videos. It's a nice little backdrop for me, but it's also really handy too because I get to store all my yarn here. But this yarn wall is looking a little sparse. This is all of the yarn and the pegs that I had to work with when I first got the yarn wall set up, I think like a year ago, almost like exactly a year ago. And I finally ordered some more pegs. I have another box too. To just kind of update, I want to update and reorganize the yarn wall. I feel like I started with some organization, like having here's like all my pinks and then some yellows, but just as I used the yarn, it got less organized and things got put into the wrong places and the yarn is falling off or getting uncaked. And yeah, I want to fix it up a little bit because can you see that? Because I have I've received a ton of yarn in the last year, which I'm going to show you and kind of talk about a little bit. Yeah, I want to go ahead and do that today. A lot of the new yarn that I'm going to be putting up on the wall does require me to use my little yarn winder. Yeah, so I just kind of want to show you some of the fun yarn that I got and talk about where I got it from, and then also just take you with me when I come to reorganize this yarn wall, which it will be very full after this. At least I hope so. I'll do as much as I can today. Maybe I'll have to make like a part two. Whoopsies. A part two of this video because there is a lot of yarn, which let me show you how much yarn I have to add to this wall right now. Yeah, I have these two tubs here, which from the side, let me show you. This is about like how wide they are, full of specialty yarn, just very special, special fibers, hand-dyed yarn. So I have these two here, and then don't mind the craft room mess, but and then I have two right here. These ones are full of like lily sugar and cream cotton yarn. That's what most of those ones are from. I have some specialty yarn right here that I need to that I hello that I need to cake and put on the yarn wall. And then I have these two bins right here. This is full of yarn from like Hobby Lobby, like, and more lily sugar and cream yarn. And then here's another box full of specialty hand dyed yarn. So you might be wondering oh goodness, I just knocked something down. You might be wondering how I came to own all of this yarn, and I got the yarn from a relative who moved out and they left the yarn behind. And yeah, it's really beautiful, beautiful yarn. I really haven't worked much with it because a lot of it is just very like special, expensive yarn. And I want to make sure I pick the right project to work with it, whether I knit or crochet with it. A lot of it is like fingering weight or like sock weight yarn, so that would be more ideal for knitting rather than crocheting. But yeah, I have started to get into it a little bit more recently because I have been knitting a bit. So yeah, I just have a lot to add to the wall, and I need what? What do you need, huh? Anyways, I can't really remember where I was at, but yeah, I just need to open up some storage space so I can use the shelves that all the tubs are on because I have too many things that need to be stored in this craft room. So I might as well take advantage of these two pegboards that I put up last year and fill them up with yarn like they're supposed to be. Also, if you're curious about how I put up the pegboards, yeah, I'll put up the article that I followed in the description below. So if you want your own yarn wall, I basically did the same thing. I followed what the article said to do, and yeah, I love it. I love my yarn wall, and I'm excited that I can finally fill it up because I've had this for like a year now, and I feel like I haven't taken advantage of its full potential, what it could really, really look like. So before we get started, go ahead, you can subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you're new here, thank you so much for clicking on this video and watching. I hope you enjoy the yarn caking process and organizing onto the wall. And if you're a returning viewer, welcome back. You get to see the craft room transform once again. So, okay, let's go ahead and get started. What I'm going to do first is take all the yarn that is already on the wall. I'm going to take it off so I can reorganize the pegs and maybe get a better organization with the pegs first.
I've climbed the mountains in Montana, danced in the lights of New Orleans. Portland ran away with me, and San Francisco stayed with me. Nashville made its way in between.
All right, so I got all the pegs spaced out on the wall, and now I'm just going to sort through some of the cakes that I have. Like if they're super small like this, I'm gonna find a basket to put them in and just save these ones for off the wall, which most of the cakes I have really are this small. And I wanna make sure that I can put like the bigger cakes like this on the wall first. So yeah, I'm going to do that now, sort through, pick out the cakes that I want to keep on the wall and the other ones that I'll put in a basket.
Fell in love in Minnesota, fell apart south of Salt Lake. Colorado calls to me, and Washington will always be begging for a piece of me to stay. Maybe some things never change, but I wanna know how it feels to hang pictures on a wall, sleep in the same bed at night.
For some reason, in the original audio of this clip, the microphone was scratchy. Not too sure what to say about that, but basically what I'm trying to tell you in this clip is that I'm going to be recaking some of the cakes that were on my yarn wall because they are a bit messy and just need to be cleaned up so that way my yarn wall actually looks nice.
I want reasons to stay, I want someone to take up my time, miss me when I go.
Now I'm going to start organizing it on the wall. I think what I want to do is put my whites and blacks over here, like on this side, and then we'll just go in rainbow order from left to right. Any like multicolored yarn, unless it has like one core theme, like I'd probably put this with like the purples or maybe on the end here. But yeah, I'll put multicolors on the end, at least for this first panel. I'm just gonna focus on this board for right now and hopefully get that organized with some of my other basic yarn, and then we'll figure out what I'm gonna do from there.
Beaches on the West Coast, climb the trees of Caroline. I felt the city streets of Boston underneath my feet, heard the sound of subways down the line.
All right, so I got all of the cakes that I had on the yarn wall previously back on the yarn wall, and I still have a lot of space, so it's time to crack open the tubs and pull out some new yarn to cake and then put on these walls.
Lakesides of Wisconsin, and bathed in springs of Idaho. I could use a day or two, or even just an afternoon, getting myself lost in Chicago. Maybe I'm homesick for it all, 'cause I wanna know how it feels to hang pictures on the wall, sleep in the same bed at night. I want reasons to stay, I want someone to take up my time, and miss me when I go, I wanna hug.
Okay, so this is about how much I have done on the yarn wall. It doesn't seem like a lot, but I have actually been, well, I added the purple ones and then some of the green and blue ones, and then a lot over here in this pink section, like the pink red section, and I'm getting hungry. So it's time for a lunch break, and I will go back to caking up all of this yarn when I get back. There is still a lot to go. Let me show you. So I still have all of this to do, and then I started taking some out. These are just my solids of the Lily Sugar and Cream. And then, I mean, there's these bins and those bins up there. So I don't know how I'm going to take all of this in one day.
'Cause I have traveled across this country wide, and I feel there
So I
must
think the
be
last place where I left off was this part of my yarn wall was about halfway done. I think I had most of it on there, but not all of my yarn. Well, it's been a couple days since I started filming this video. Currently, I am in market week, well, market prep week, because I have a market in like 2 days. Oh my goodness. And so I've been using this week to prep, but as well as organize my yarn wall when I have some downtime. So finally, I have finished. Doesn't it look beautiful? Try and step out of the frame for you. Yeah, I was able to put everything in kind of rainbow order, just starting from red all the way down to my purples. And then on the end right here, I have my multicolored cakes. So yeah, I think it looks really nice. I think it's going to be beautiful to have in the background of my videos whenever I film a sit down here. But now, if you noticed, I have another pegboard on the wall. That one's been there forever, but I've never put anything on it because I was still working on filling up this one. And so now, though, I have that pegboard to fill. And what I'm going to do with that is I have a ton of specialty, like hand dyed yarn that are all winded into hanks like this. And so, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hang the hanks up on the hooks. So, let me take you a little bit closer and show you exactly what my vision is. I am currently standing on a spinny chair, which I know is not safe, so bear with me if the camera is a little bit shaky in this next clip. All right, so as you can see, I've already hung up some hooks up there. I have some up there, right here, and then two here. So this is what I am thinking. I think on these pegs, the top row and then the bottom row, I hang the hanks like this. I think I can fit like 2 or 3 hanks on one peg. And then for these ones, just so I don't leave any like extra space on the pegboard, I think I can put a couple this way, like sideways on the board, and then I'll just carry it down all the way. That's what my organization idea is. One of the first things I have to do, though, is actually organize all of the yarn that I have because I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to do rainbow order. I have 3 bins. You can see 2 of them right there. 3 bins full of specialty yarn, and I need to organize them into colors first before I put them on the wall, just so I make sure I don't leave any out.
something more to find. I miss those mountains in Montana.
I don't know if all of that's gonna fit. Before I put all of that on to the yarn wall, I'm gonna finish putting the pegs up so that way hanging it will just be a really quick process.
I've wandered long enough to know how good a good thing was. I feel it more the further that I get. So the wheels are pointed west till I know how it feels to hang pictures on a wall. Sleep in the same bed at night. I want reasons to stay. I want someone to take up my time. Miss me when I go. I'll find reasons to stay and someone to take up my time. Then I'm not gonna go when I get home.
Well, it's finished. Yeah, that didn't take me long at all to do the top part. I really didn't think it was going to take me a long time just because I'm literally just hanging up yarn onto hooks. But yeah, this is what I finished with. So I started with the whites and then I went into like beigey, red, orange, kind of the warmer tones. Surprisingly, I did not have any yellow or orange hand dyed yarn, which I'm really surprised about considering I have all of these other colors, but I'm missing like this section here. It just goes from my red to the green. I think it's beautiful. Now that I have been like touching and looking at all this yarn, I just really want to make something beautiful with it. I mean, just look at this yarn. It is so beautiful. I'm pretty sure it is like 99% from Expression Fiber Arts, if not all of it, if not like 100% is from Expression Fiber Arts. I inherited all this yarn from a relative. So, yeah, it's so beautiful and I can't wait to use some of it. There's one particular skein that is just calling my name, it's catching my eye, and it's this green one right here. I think you can see that. It just reminds me of the Northern Lights. I might learn how to knit a pair of socks with it. Thank you so much for watching this video, for sticking with me as I organize all of this yarn. I'm so grateful to have this. I feel like I never have to go back to the yarn, to like Joann's or Michael's or anything like that to get yarn. I am set for a really long time, and I am so grateful for that. And I can't wait to make all these beautiful things. But thank you so much for watching this video. If you made it this far, all the way to the end, give me a thumbs up, like this video, and also comment down below, how do you store your yarn? Do you have any tubs, or is it just kind of organized chaos, or do you have a yarn wall like me? I'm excited to see how long this is going to last, being this organized and beautiful. Hopefully a long time. I'll do my best to keep up with it. But yeah, let me know in the comments, what is your yarn storage preference? Let me know. And also don't forget to subscribe to my channel too. I'll be posting tons more crochet, yarn, fiber artist content too. So if you are into all of that, tutorials, day in the life, just other yarn crochet experiences, then hey, this channel is for you and I'm glad you're here. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any more of my next videos. And yeah, happy crocheting, knitting, whatever you're going to be doing. And I hope you have a great rest of your week. Bye.